Hello everybody and welcome to Forever Cricket on Forever Sports for today's preview as Sri Lanka take on South Africa in the second test and last test of the series tomorrow at Wanderers Stadium. And it is a no-win situation for Sri Lanka. The best they can do is level the series, whereas South Africa are going for a series win, which they haven't had in a very, very long time. And after the sort of thrashing of the first test, Sri Lanka will have a lot to try and prove. However, a lot of injuries within the Sri Lanka squad will make it very difficult for them to compete. So, yeah, before we go into what's going to happen tomorrow and over the next sort of 5 days, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner there. Smash like on the video as well. Right, so in terms of conditions, not the best conditions at the moment. Quite a lot of rain in the build, and it looks like it could be quite cool tomorrow itself. Could be some clouds, could be a bit overcast. So it would be very interesting to see what happens if it is overcast. And then, as usual, with the sort of heat that is currently happening within Gauteng and around Johannesburg, it does look quite likely that there will be evening thunderstorms or potentially late rain in the afternoon, which does make it quite interesting in terms of what you do and how you sort of construct your innings. What we do know is games at Wanderers are usually quick. There's usually pace and there's usually bounce, which means it is very much a seam-friendly environment, which will favour the South African batting lineup, which are coming off the back of scoring over 600 runs. So they'll be full of confidence. Now, in terms of team news, it looks like Hito Rabada will not be playing for South Africa. That is sort of the feeling at the moment, which means that South Africa are expected to be largely unchanged. Reina Pontonde has been ruled out of the test. He's been released with a fractured finger, as has Glenton Stearman, who continues to recover as well. So it looks like it probably will be unchanged. Mark Boucher did confirm that the batting lineup will not change at all. So the only sort of possible change was potentially bringing in Rabada for probably either Sapamla or Maharaj if we want to go without a spinner. Although Mark Boucher did say he doesn't like going without a spinner because he just feels that it's dangerous to move into a test without a spinner. You know, if you get injuries, you need someone to be able to bowl those overs. But there are spinning options in the likes of Aiden Markram and Dean Elgar, who have done jobs for South Africa previously. So definitely there are options if they need them. In terms of Sri Lanka, lots of injuries. And so you're probably looking at two debuts, at least in Manal Banuka and Asita Fernando, who are expected to debut. Lahura Tirumane and Dushmantha Chamira are potentially going to come in as well. Also doubts about Hasaranga, and if he can't play, it looks like Lasith Imbaldenia will move into the side as well. So expect a lot of changes for the Sri Lankan side. Expect quite the opposite for South Africa. So for Sri Lanka, obviously Karunaratne as the captain will have to play very well. They'll also look from big knots from Kusal Pereira, and Dick Quetta will need to also hold his own as one of the more experienced players. The bowlers are going to be very inexperienced. We know this. Fernando will have to probably play. Will have to bowl quite a lot of overs. Hasaranga, if he does play, will need to take on a lot of responsibility. So it is a test where it is primed for South Africa to really take advantage and go after Sri Lanka. There have been calls from the public to make changes in the South African side and try to give other players a chance. But I really like the way Mark Boucher put it, where he said that, you know, you've got to work to test cricket. You don't just give away caps. You've got to work really hard to make it in the test arena. And it's not just a case of letting anybody play for the sake of rotation and trying to see if players can play. That's not how it works. You know, it might work in T20 where caps are less sort of valuable, but test cricket is the pinnacle of the sport. And as such, you don't just give away test caps willy-nilly. So you're not going to just rotate a squad just for the sake of it, you know. So you look at that squad and who are you going to drop? Rassie van der Dussen was the lowest scorer. The test before this test, right back at the beginning of the year, he went on 98. That was his previous test score before this one. He only had one innings to score. Quinton de Kock was the second highest scorer. You're going to drop him? Unlikely. You know, Vian Mulder was very good. He got wickets, he got runs. Every other batsman got a 50. You know, Dean Elgar, 50, got into the CMG, should have probably scored 100. Aiden Markram looked very good. Bavuma was on track for 100 before he gave himself out. Faf du Plessis should have got that double 100, but unfortunately, you know, a very bit of a weird moment. He didn't get there. So that batting lineup is full of confidence. You're not going to rotate that as well. You look at the bowlers, why would you drop Lutus Pamela? He had a very bad first session and went on to take 7 wickets across the match. Anuk Nortje, although it was a bit average, probably the least effective of the bowlers. You know, he's your most experienced bowler. And Lungi Ngidi, coming back from injury, played some nice cricket, especially in the second innings, looked much better. So Keshav Maharaj, who was the least effective bowler, scored 70 odd. So you're not going to make any changes to the side. I'm not saying it's very settled. It's a very inexperienced squad, but they'll be full of confidence and give them the chance to go after Sri Lanka and try and make a statement. For the Sri Lankan side, it is a little bit about damage control in terms of, can they try and find something? Can they put up a fight in Wanderers? In terms of players at the ground and stuff like that, Aidan Markham has scored 152 on the ground, whilst Karen Ratner, who they'll be looking forward to, has his worst average of 20 in South Africa. So he bats the worst in South Africa, which is not good for the Sri Lankans itself. So yeah, it should be a game at usual South Africa. Whoever wins the toss, they're going to bat first. That is the standard thing, but it could be overcast, which we could see a bit of seam early. We will see pace and bounce though. So Nokia will probably be quite effective. Lucas Tapanda can try and push it up there, same as Lungi and Gidi. But yeah, I don't think much is going to change. South Africa, after this win, had lost 3 tests in a row, so they will be desperate to try and build a bit of momentum before they move out to Pakistan. So a big opportunity for them to make a big statement. Let me know what didn't happen down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video. Do subscribe to the channel. We'll be covering it every day, day by day, doing a wrap up at the end of each day. So make sure you keep it locked on Forever Cricket, based on Forever Sport. My name has been Stephen Pettit, and I'll chat to you soon.